Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another speed build. Today we're starting a little differently. I'm going to introduce you to our family. This is Jeffrey. He's an elder. He wants to be an animal caretaker. He is wise, he loves the outdoors, and he's a rancher. And this is his wife Abigail. She's also an elder. She wants successful lineage. She's neat, a rancher, and she's family oriented. And they have 3 children. This is their oldest daughter. Her name is Sarah Stover. She wants to be an expert nectar maker. She is loyal. She is obviously a foodie, and she is self-assured. And this is their oldest son. He is an adult, I believe, and he loves the outdoors. He wants to be a bodybuilder. He's perfectionist, and he is loyal. This is their young adult daughter. This is Myra. She's a horse lover. She wants to be a best-selling author. She's also a foodie, and she is cheerful. And this is their teen son, Joel. He also wants to be a country caretaker like his father. He is the rancher trait, and he has an animal enthusiast trait. And I'm just going to go through their outfits really quickly. So this is the father's outfits. Now you'll see he has like 2 versions of a lot of outfits. One's like dirty, and they have gloves to symbolize when he goes outside to work. And yeah, he's definitely the ranch type. And then his wife Abigail also has a few variations of her outfits with a hat or gloves. This is her formal wear, her athletic, sleepwear, party, swimwear, hot weather, and cold weather. And the cold weather comes with or without gloves. Sarah's outfits, I pretty much focused on her nail color, which is red, and I just went with a whole red theme. She also has this outfit from Home Chef Hustle because she is a nectar maker, and I thought she should have like a serve safe outfit to wear. I really like her party outfit and her swimwear. And then she has hot weather and cold weather. It's very, very cute. Now this is Nicholas. He doesn't really do a whole lot on the ranch. He is mostly just focused on his career and his family, who you will meet later. I had to make them all separately once I moved them out and into their separate houses. This is Myra's outfit. Now, because she is a young adult and she is at university, she still lives from home. So she does work around the farm when she can, and she has a lot of work outfits mixed in with her different categories. Joel has mostly work outfits because, like I said, he's a teen, so he is in school. He goes to high school, but when he is home, he is on the ranch, and when he gets home from school, the first thing he wants to do is go take care of his animals and the ranch as a whole. So that is his main priority. And here is us starting the build. So while we are getting started, and you just watch me start the shell here, it took me quite some time. So this is going to be a longer video. It's almost an hour long as of right now while I'm recording the voiceover. If I end up cutting some more of it out before I upload it, that it might be shorter, but it's still a really long video. So I apologize, and I will include little place cards so that you can skip around if you really need to, so that you don't have to sit here through the whole thing if you are in a time crunch, because I understand that. Also, I just wanted to welcome all of our newest subscribers to the channel. I've noticed that we've had quite a few join the last couple weeks, and I hadn't uploaded a video because I was working on this enormous project and getting the family started and playtesting and separating the households and making their partners, and there's 1 infant, so it was a lot. And I was also just plagued with the normal motherly tasks that I have on a daily basis, so it took me a while. I was very frustrated that it was taking me so long to get this up, but it's going up now, so we are okay. So thank you to all of my new subscribers. Welcome. Hello. How are you? And if you are comfy and ready to get into the speed build, we're just going to resume. So we have this upstairs floor plan that I'm working on now. There ends up being 2 bedrooms up here. One is the primary bedroom for the elder parents. And then I split that middle box into 2 rooms. It's 2 bathrooms. And then the teen son's room is also upstairs. The young adult daughter's room ends up being in the basement near the nectar cellar. So there's like a nectar cellar where they store the nectar that Sarah makes, and that area is a shared space. That way she can go down there and store her nectar without having to visit the household. She can just kind of walk right in and do her thing. So you'll see later when the live mode footage how they can just kind of walk around in the shared spaces, and it makes it a lot easier to have the family interact with each other, even though they technically are separate households. I really liked that aspect of it. I did have a little bit of trouble when I was designating the shared spaces because if I made the kitchen a shared space, everybody wanted to come bring their food to the main house's fridge, or they wanted to prepare food in the main kitchen versus their own household kitchen, which was a far walk and a very big waste of time. So during my playtesting, what I ended up doing was I cordoned off the kitchen with just like the low-lying like threshold fence around the kitchen space, and I made that only belong to the house, so just the main house. But the rest of the dining room area into the living room and the one bathroom downstairs ends up being all shared spaces. So they won't go in there and mess with the kitchen, but they can still go in and eat with the family if there's food served, because they can put it on the table, and it'll just, it works out a lot better. It took a lot of trial and error, and it was like I said, this one took me a while, but you will see we are using a lot of horse ranch in this build. I'm also using quite a bit of seasons, quite a bit of cottage living, because there ends up being there's two animal sheds. So there's a cow and a llama. We end up having 2 chicken coops. There is a big garden space. There's a big red barn for 2 horses, and it's so much fun. I've had a lot of fun playing with this family, so I hope that you will too on this lot. Right now you'll see I am making the like Nectar cellar entrance right here, so just a tiny little room for right now, and then later is when I decide to add on to that for the young adult daughter's bedroom. Over here, we have the kitchen and also this little kitchen nook, which I thought would be perfect for like a tea or coffee bar and a microwave spot. So I added 1 extra shelf from cats and dogs right up here, and I did use tool mod to raise it up properly. I was planning on using multiple shelves, but the space just wasn't right for it, so I just added the 1 single shelf in there, and I think that area is probably my favorite because it just makes the most sense that you would have, you know, your small appliances off to the side away from your main kitchen space so that they don't get in the way while you are, you know, working in the kitchen. And then where that fireplace went down, I just wanted to make sure I got a chimney picked out, so I just used the same one from Horse Ranch. And over here is going to be like in front of the fireplace is like a sitting area. We have some bookshelves. I do end up deleting the one. There only ends up being 1 of those bookshelves because it got in the way of the window placement. Also, there's a cute little rocking chair from Horse Ranch and 2 of these sitting chairs from Horse Ranch. And I do end up getting rid of one of the sitting chairs as well, because it's not really necessary. It's just kind of like a cute little seating area to read and enjoy the fire and relax. And then off on the other bump out, we will have the TV area. So we'll have like the big couch, the TV, console table, 2 separate sitting areas right over here. So I think that it works out. I also use this new TV from the Modern Lux kit because it kind of looks like a picture frame, and I thought that it blended in with the house more when it wasn't, you know, turned on. It just looks like a piece of art. So, and then also this is just all the chairs from Horse Ranch I had up there, but this like covered chair over in the corner I thought was really nice. And I also pulled out this step stool. I couldn't figure out where exactly I wanted to put it. I did end up putting it over here next to that covered armchair. And then we have another rug from Horse Ranch going in, and I was just trying to map out how big this living space was going to be. And then when I cordoned this off, I added a nice archway from Horse Ranch as well, right in between. And over here ends up being a closet from the Get Together pack. I was going to use the small one because I always use that, but I kind of liked the look and feel of this larger closet. So I just made this a little bit of a larger space, and I wasn't really too upset about it. Then over here, back to the kitchen and dining space, I'm adding a very large window in front of that dining table with 2 smaller skinny windows next to it. And also that big picture window that you just saw, I did take it away, but I do put it back. Now we are starting on the construction of the separate houses. So, because before I got too far along, I wanted to make sure I could fit 2 separate houses. This one is going to be Sarah's house, and I wanted there to be enough space for a nice big bedroom, a sizable bathroom, a nice size like kitchen, dining, living area, and also a little space for her to make Nectar while she's at home. And I use the Horse Ranch pack for the flooring and the siding and also the door, and I think it just looks so cute. Cottage living kitchen, because That just made the most sense to me. And then you only see a little bit of the decorating here because I do jump around. It was just, I had so much footage, you guys. I didn't want to have to bore you with it. So here's the start of the kitchen. And then pretty soon we are going to jump into what it looks like finished. But I'm just mapping out where the bathroom is going to go, where the bedroom space is going to be. It was a lot. It was a lot. So we have the bathroom, and I do kind of swoosh in a little bit of where the bedroom is going to go to give just a little bit more space. This was a very strange shape, and I could have made that bump out just ever so slightly smaller, so the bedroom wasn't so long, but I actually liked how long it was because it allowed for like everybody to freely move around and not be cramped. That is the Nectar room right there. I did want to get that done before I forgot, and I knew I wanted to use the flooring that's like the playground mat, like so that way it would be, you know, not absorbent and she wouldn't stain the wood floors. She put that down over top. And then picking out all of our bathroom fixtures, I do use the same cabinets from the kitchen, only in this blue tone because I really liked that, and I thought that that set a nice like color for the bathroom, and I would know where to go with the wallpaper later on. I do work in bits and pieces because I have children. I can only do this when they nap or sleep at night, so I have to get done what I can and remind myself what I'm doing later. So that is why you'll see little bits and pieces here and there, and I can't just dedicate a whole block of time to one space. It's tough. I feel like I've gotten a lot better at it, though, as the channel has grown. Let me know what you think. But before, I was so unorganized, and I was constantly jumping around. It made it so hard to edit my footage. But I think now I've gotten a little bit of a better feel for it. So here's the basic shape of the house, and I'm getting some spandrels in, and I had the roof all picked out, so I decided to just jump in and make the eldest son's family home right here. It's kind of like a long trailer at the moment, but I do add some bump outs just to add some interest and some kind of something to the home. So there's like a bump out in the front, bump out in the back, and and then there's a little front porch here. This one was hard. This one was really tough because I knew right away, okay, well, we need to have 2 bedrooms. So I automatically started with 2 bedrooms, but I couldn't figure out where the bathroom was going to go. At first, I was going to put it in this box here, but then I decided against that. I thought that would be a better entryway space. And then I thought the rest could maybe be open floor plan. But then I was thinking, you know, with an infant, maybe you'll want to have kind of closed off rooms, that would make more sense. So I do end up closing off the living room space with like an archway. But first you'll see me starting in the kitchen. I pull out these parenthood counters because I knew for a fact I wanted to use these. And I think they came out really nice. Just jumped ahead to where I had most of it picked out because I didn't want to waste everybody's time. But we have the Dream Home Decorator table and chairs in the dining room. The fridge is from Home Chef Hustle, and the range hood and stove are both from Growing Together. And here's where I'm picking out that archway I was talking about to go into the living space. Now here's that very large couch for the living room. That one is also from Growing Together, and you'll see that the infant's room has most of the furnishings. I'm just trying to pick out what's going in the bathrooms and make sure I have a kitchen sink and a dishwasher because that was very, very important. And then I think from here, I just wanted to make sure I had everything I needed. Now, I did plan on this having 2 bathrooms, one off the primary bedroom and then one right here in front of us. But I end up making that second bathroom off of the bedroom into more of a workout space. So that ends up having like a treadmill and a weights machine and a punching bag because he is in the bodybuilder career. And I just, I thought that made more sense for him because one bathroom is enough. They don't mind sharing. And then over here, I knew I wanted to have a coat rack of some sort. So I put that kind of as a placeholder. And then here we're working on the front of the home, just adding the columns and the fences and the spandrels. And also the color on the outside of the house. Again, that's from Horse Ranch. It's just in the brown swatch versus the green swatch. And then trying to figure out what we're doing with the roofing. So I just kind of copied from the original house, from the first house over there, and, you know, moved the pieces around because I wanted the pitch to be pretty much the same. I didn't want it to differ too much. I wanted it to look like they built them around the same time. So maybe they used similar materials and just different paint. And then here I am finishing up both roofs so that they match the main house. Now here you will see we have the barn started, and I'm just adding the like the ceilings so that I can better add like the trim and close everything off and add, like, you know, I like to make sure everything is where it needs to be. And I decided on a nice red barn. This is red Roan field, so I thought a red barn made a lot of sense. And then I'm adding some windows. I've never used them in this white swatch, and I really thought that they looked so nice. I've wanted to make a red barn in this game for a little while now, so I thought now was the best time. And I did the same kind of hayloft I did in that other family farm that I made a while back. So I gave it like a lofted space with a ladder, and I put like a bunch of hay and stuff up there. I also put a little bed, like a little like camping cot up there as well, because I thought it would be fun if the son was out here working with the horses and it got late at night and he didn't want to have to go all the way upstairs, or maybe one of the horses was, you know, being extra fussy and he just wanted to be there for them, that he could sleep up in the loft, and that way if he was needed he could just come on down and give them a little extra comfort or something. I thought that was a nice idea. So first things first is I'm adding a whole bunch of hay. I picked out these hay bales from Cottage Living. Now we did get some debug hay bales in Horse Ranch as well, which I was not aware of. So eventually I pick out just one from the Horse Ranch debug and just place it on top to see if it looks any different, and it does actually look slightly different. It looks newer, so I don't know, I just put it up there. And then here is a nice cowplant skull on a wheel that's also from debug, so I put that up on the wall for decoration. And then these two hay bales are seats, and I thought that made for just like a nice sitting area. Maybe he wants to bring his date up here one time. You know, I don't know. It's cute. And then here's that cot that I was talking about before. And I also wanted to add a nice little rug, so I used this like floor blanket from the Little Campers kit, as well as the bed is also from the Little Campers kit, so I thought they would match really nice. I did use Tool Mod to get it to the correct size that I wanted, and then I just add some lighting. So just these wall lights here from Horse Ranch up on the walls, just to add a little bit of light. It doesn't have to be super well lit, but I thought that a little bit of lighting would go a long way. So we close off these horse paddocks here. I did give them a little bit more space. I was anticipating that they would probably need a little bit more room. I think I also expand the barn ever so slightly, just like one tile forward, because when I started adding decorations like the horse cleaning supplies and like brooms and such, it just it looked a little cramped, and I didn't want anyone to get stuck or for the horses not to be able to get into their beds. So I gave them a little more space, and then I also gave them a nice little wood stove, and there's some pitchforks and shovels and stuff that are hanging on the wall. They came from Get Together, actually. And here are some horse care items that are hanging on like a shelf, and they came from Horse Ranch. Now, I think they work very well in this barn space, as well as this little tiny stool. It's meant to be like a stool that you would sit on either when you're putting on or taking off your boots or cleaning the horse's hooves. Obviously, when they clean the horse's hooves in the game, they don't sit. But I still thought it was a nice little addition to add to the barn, give them a little seating spot right next to the paddocks. And then here we are just closing everything in, and I'm adding 2 more gates, one in the front and then one off to the side. There right in the back, you'll see that big round hay bale and the little wagon with the hay on it. Those are from Debug, as is this little entryway here, this little like lit up archway that goes right over the fence. That is from Debug, and nobody had any trouble walking through it. These little metal planters, the corrugated metal planters, are also from Debug, and I like them so much. At the back fenced in area that I put 2 out here in the front of the home as well. And I also found this really cool like broken wagon wheel, and I thought it would look so cool if I took Tool Mod and just rotated it ever so slightly so it's kind of leaning on the planter. And I don't know, I just really like that. Just a cute little detail. And after that, I just wanted to go in and pick out some more windows. I use these round ones in each of the gables of the roof. I wanted to make sure I had everything all set for the exterior before I continued onto the interior, because I knew that if I didn't do the exterior and left it for the very end, I would be too creatively exhausted to even think about what it was going to look like, and it would just be very dull. I thought that this like log cabin type look with just a little bit of stonework fit this area perfectly. And here I'm adding more debug landscaping and also some regular landscaping, because I do like some of the flowers in the Build By catalog outside of the debug and live edit. I just tend to use the live edit ones because I'm always thinking about how much this is going to cost your Sims to purchase, and I don't want everything to be super duper expensive. And I also think that if you're buying a house, you shouldn't be paying for the landscaping. Like, that should just be a given. So here I am just moving some rocks and some of the landscaping that was already here around on the lot. So at first I do close off this little walkway, but I do end up breaking it up a little bit so that there's space to get to either side of the home. I didn't want the Sims to not be able to walk through that stuff and have to go all the way around to the back to access the cow and the llama and the chickens and the garden, and I wanted everything very easily accessible. So here I am adding some more flower bushes, some lavender, some vines. I thought that that really helped fill in the space without making it look too busy. And also some low-lying plants. I really like those new low-lying bushes. I guess they're not really new, they're from Cottage Living, but I don't normally use those. And I just thought that they fit this area so nicely. Also, here are these rounded rock like border things from Horse Ranch. They are in the debug. They're either in debug or live edit, but I use them all around the garden beds here in the back and along to the side, because I just thought that was like perfect for this space. And you can also use them in a concave fashion. So if you form them like this, they can kind of make just like a little curvy line all around the flower beds. And I just loved the look of that. So here's a little bit of terrain paint and landscaping, because I did want to show you a little bit of it, but I didn't want to bore you. It's already a very long video, so I hope you're doing okay. Hope you're toughing it out. If you're not and you're just jumping around, no hard feelings. I totally understand. I was a little overwhelmed myself. Here is the garden space, though. We have our chicken coops going in next to our very large amount of garden plots, and also Patchy. I put Patchy over here under the tree in the flowers near the rocks. I love that so much. But here is a main look at our entire compound here that we were working with. I did have to fix the roof there. And we are going to jump in to the main house finally. So this is just the front entryway. I just have a little debug like milk canister out there on the front porch. And I wanted to add some more seating. I used this log here, this little log bench from Cottage Living, from Horse Ranch. And I also wanted to add some more greenery, so I just used this base game, like double tiered planter that I love using to fill in empty spaces, and also some vines going up the wall here. Those are from Get Together. I just wanted it to look really pretty. There's also a wagon wheel with the flowers on it on the front porch that came with like the early release content or whatever of the pack. I don't normally use those items, but I thought that it looked really, really nice there. If you don't have that early content, it's not a big deal. You can always, I think there's one very similar in debug that you can always replace it with if you really want to. But in here we have the kitchen. We have the appliances, stove, fridge, and range hood are all from Cottage Living. The dishwasher is from Parenthood. The sink is from Home Chef Hustle, because I just love that sink. It looks so realistic. It's so nice. And then here is a nice curtain from Horse Ranch. I thought it looked nice in the kitchen. Did very minimal upper cabinets in here, but I did throw in that little storage hutch next to the range hood, because I thought it would be a nice place to put some plates and maybe a mug or two. And then here I am just pulling out all the random clutter for the kitchen. We have like some spices and some utensils and cookbooks and knife block, and you won't see it, but I do end up blocking off that whole kitchen space with the threshold fence, like I mentioned earlier, so that I could make that space not part of the shared space. Over here is our coffee bar, though. We have the electric kettle, obviously, because then you can use it for tea or coffee or hot chocolate or whatever. It's just multi-purpose unit. And then we have our tea set as well. And I am just wanting to clutter up here above the hutch piece. So I grabbed this bread box from the Country Kitchen kit, and also this little canister of what I believe is flour. I'm going to go ahead and say it is flour. And then I also grabbed a second one and just sized it down so they didn't both look exactly the same. And I think also later on I end up adding like a candle and a cute little plant up there. But for right now, I'm just adding chairs to the dining table and a nice area rug underneath. Also from Horse Ranch, I thought that it made the room come together really nicely. I love the blue wall color, and then I added these very tall curtains from the Desert Luxe kit. I really like them too. I think I wanted to use something that was maybe a little bit more modern on those windows, just because that window was so huge. I figured they would want big flowy curtains, and then a little flower arrangement on the table. And then over here I do add some stools. Now when I close off the kitchen, those stools they do go away, so ignore them, I guess. I liked how they looked, but they didn't work when I closed off the kitchen so that it wouldn't be a shared space. Also, that little side table you just saw me put down is from Movie Hangout Stuff. I'm just putting another flower arrangement and also this little chicken egg holder thingy on there just for kicks, and also a barrel for trash because they are a Nectar enjoying family. And I thought that just made a lot of sense. And then just kind of rearranging all their clutter in the kitchen so that it made even more sense. And a cutting board here from Cool Kitchen Stuff. I put that on the back wall. And I think the only other thing I add to the kitchen for decoration is like a hanging plate rack, which goes in between the one window and the range hood. I do make sure that I add a smoke detector too. I think that goes in later when I was working on the other homes and the outside grill space. Oh right, and here's also a dish rack from the For Rent pack. I thought that was essential to have here, and a little casserole dish. I put that over here with the cookbooks in the corner. And I did put that pot on the stove, but I thought it was getting in the way of my sim cooking, so I did end up moving it back to where you just saw it. There's that plate rack. And then adding these 3 pendant lights just above the island because, like I said, I thought that made a lot of sense. It looked really cute. And then we are working on the lighting in the dining room too. At first I picked this enormous chandelier, but I thought it was actually a little too big, so I don't end up using that one. And here we are using Tool Mod to raise things up and size them down so that they fit on this shelf above the hutch just a little better. And here I am adding that candle also from the bathroom clutter kit. And then over here on this big empty wall, I thought it would be nice to put a large piece of art, so I used this quilt, the quilt piece. I think it's really supposed to be like wood, but it's like a wood quilt. I don't know, it's a quilt pattern on wood. And then here's a storage chest, and also that bench with the seat pad on it. I do end up moving that to like the front door space. And here is a little like coat rack slash mudroom thing to go right here. And I also wanted to pick out this cowhide armchair just to put over here, like you're taking off your muddy shoes or something. I hung up some ranch clothes right there because they came with the For Rent pack, or I almost said For Ranch again. They came with the Horse Ranch pack, and I thought that they fit the bill for what we needed here. And then I'm adding some more lighting. That light was way too big for this space, so I did get rid of it. And I added just a single light here from Cats and Dogs. I really like that hanging light. And then over here, I think I keep the big light. And we have a fiddle leaf fig tree going over in the corner here near the back door, and also this little cart with some flowers on it to go near the back door. I thought that was a good idea. And then I wanted to add these like cute little tapestries up here on the wall, so I grabbed 2 that looked similar but not quite so matchy. And of course this hanging skull on the wall, the cow skull. And we have another area rug going in right here. It's the same area rug I keep using, just in different swatches. So Very handy when a nice rug comes in multiple nice swatches. We love it. And also a piano. Put this standing piano here just because I thought it looked nice. And that's it. Here's this little sitting area over here in front of the fireplace. I'm just adding the appropriate lighting also to the living space, and more plants and more lights until I could figure out what the heck else I was going to do with this space. I think I also added 2 more windows, one on either side of the fireplace so that it would get a little bit more natural light, and I think 1 more plant in that corner eventually, but for now, let us work on the bathroom. So that little tiny bump out there is perfect for a shower, I thought. So I shoved a shower in there and also a toilet, and the sink is from Horse Ranch. I think the mirror is just this simple one from Base Game here, just because it looks kind of old and worn. And I also, after I picked out the wallpaper for this room, which I think it just ends up being this one from Parenthood, what I do was I use a little tiny end table for a little bit of extra bathroom stuff. I think I do like a box of tissues and some combs, the razor, the soap and toothpaste obviously goes on the sink. But I wanted to make sure there was enough space for other things. Like normally I would put 2 sinks right there, or at least like 1 sink and an extra counter space, but it just didn't. I wanted to use the ranch sink that came with the Horse Ranch pack, so I thought maybe using this little end table to add all the little bathroom extras made more sense. And then here is my favorite bathroom clutter stuff. Again, the plunger and the toilet paper. Up here in the upstairs hallway, I did add a chest table, a whole bunch of plants, another ottoman for sitting, and another end table, like the same one from the bathroom, with just some decoration on it. That window that is right above the chest table does end up going away because it just looks into the empty abyss of the roof, which I forgot about. I thought it looked nice there, and then I went, it's not looking out anywhere. That's silly. So I ended up getting rid of that, and I just put up a ranch emblem from the wall decorations category, and I think it looks nice. We also have 2 hanging tapestries on the wall up here in the hallway, and then I had a hard time figuring out lighting, so I did 1 hanging pendant, and I think the rest of the lights are just wall lights, the same hanging wall lights from downstairs, like the lanterns. And it looks a little dark right here, but when I was playing in game, it really wasn't that dark, and it was actually nice and calming. You know, it was very, very brown. It was very brown, but I liked the way that came out. Here is the teen boys room. He has a lovely little bunk bed with a desk underneath and his own laptop, and also a little alarm clock and some more just desk stuff. We have a baseball cap, we have some books, and then I think we also have just some pens and pencils and such to go on the desk. And I did like how his desk came out. I also added a lamp from Base Game, but I wanted to resituate the room. I wasn't enjoying the flow of the room and where the pillow was versus where the ladder was. It just seemed a little backwards, so I moved it to the other side of the room instead, and then I size up that rug with the horse and the sheep and the ducks and all that stuff on it. It's kind of a kid's rug, but maybe that was his rug from when he was a child and he just likes it. Also, that shoe rack, the Base Game shoe rack, I sized it down ever so slightly and adjusted it with Tool Mod so that it fits on the bottom of this clothing rack that came with Horse Ranch, and I think it worked so well. Also, there is some workout equipment in here, there's some sports equipment in here. I think that this teen loves all kinds of outdoor activities and sports, and he doesn't mind getting dirty, and he loves learning new things, and he really enjoys just everything about everything. He enjoys everything about being a teenage boy, but he also knows that he's going to have the responsibility one day of taking over this ranch, so he wants to learn as much as he can from his dad and do as much of the work himself so that it's not so surprising later on when he becomes a young adult and takes over this ranch, because both of his parents are elders. So I can only imagine that is a very stark reality for him, is that my parents are old. I'm going to be in charge of this someday, and I'm not going to have them around. I better learn it now. but he's still a teenage boy. So he likes sports. He likes working out. He likes video games. He enjoys hanging out with his friends. So he has a little chill out area over here with 2 beanbag like chairs, and he has clothes on the floor. And then he has a guitar that I think he likes to jam out with his buddies. Or maybe charm the ladies. I don't know. He also has a fishing poster because I can imagine that he likes fishing, but that is his room. I think it came together really nice. And here's his bathroom. Technically it's it's a shared bathroom, I guess. Anyone upstairs can use it if they need more space. I use this Dream Home Decorator little shelf organizer thing, and I put some extra bathroom clutter on top of it. So some extra face towels, bar soap, some lotions, maybe like facial cleanser. Our poor guy here was getting a lot of acne, so I'm thinking maybe those are like his special acne products and his special towels to clean his face, because he likes to keep himself like clean shaven and his face as neat as possible. But he also has a razor. He has a little trash can next to his sink. Everything's very well organized in this bathroom. For a boy's bathroom, very clean, although he does have some messy towels over here. And then he has these beautiful flowing white curtains from Base Game. I thought that just looked really, really cute. And then I just gave him 2 saucer lights on the ceiling because I just wanted to be able to see everything, and I didn't want a big old light to get in the way. So we have the parents' bathroom now. I use the same shower as the one from downstairs, and also the Horse Ranch sink one more time. Base Game, mirror, more toothpaste, soap, hand towel, all of that, toilet paper, plunger, just the essentials. Very simple bathroom. And I was thinking about not including this, but I didn't want to completely not include it. I used the same, no, I didn't. I was going to use the same tile as the kitchen, but instead I used this one from Home Chef Hustle in the green because I just thought it looked really nice. And this brown towel, like it's not extremely aesthetic, but I think that it gets the point across. And then I added some wall decoration from Laundry Day stuff, a candle, some toilet paper, and that is it. Then we are going to jump to almost the finished product of the parents' room because I was running out of patience for how much footage I was getting. So we have a little fireplace going into their room. It is over here at first, but I do end up moving it. And the bed and end tables are from Horse Ranch. I really, really like the green gingham, so I gave them like a yellow gingham pattern on their wall. They have a lovely little sitting area right over here. You'll see where I moved the stove is to this far wall right here. And Mom has a little wardrobe space and a little makeup getting ready vanity space. It's very simple. It's very cute. There's also one more little sign over here on the wall. I think that's their ranch name or something. Maybe that was on the original building and they took it and repurposed it and put it on the wall over here. I think that's really nice. And just another little floor light because it was looking a little dark on this side, but you'll see they have such a cute little space to work with. This is their bedroom. This is where they go to relax at the end of the night. So I thought it should be nice and tranquil and light and fun. But this is Grandma's little spot for getting ready. And she also has a yarn basket next to the couch, but you probably didn't see that because the footage was so fast. Now we are in the living space though, and I am adding another desk down here. There's lots of laptops in this house. The teen son has a laptop. There's also a laptop in the shared space to be like the family computer. The young adult daughter who lives in the basement has her own laptop for schoolwork. And then I think each of the siblings in their own homes has a laptop. So it's a laptop family. I mean, they have to be able to move around, so it makes a lot of sense. But here's the living space. They have a nice TV area with a little mini home office right there. Everything that you could possibly need on the desk. They also have the cute and cozy fireplace area. I do end up getting rid of one of those chairs, which you'll probably see shortly. It just looked a little cramped, so that's okay. Adding one more plant to the corner here because pretty much every corner in this home has a plant. It just seems like a thing that you would do. And then adding this towel. I never use this towel bar from Base Game, but I really thought that it worked well in here. And also these hanging towels from Spa Day. I thought they worked out really, really nice as well. And then we are working on the grill space out here. So made sure to have a nice grill. This table and also the chairs from Perfect Patio, I believe it is, in this like brown and grayish metal swatch. It just, I don't know, it makes a lot of sense. There's the smoke detectors and also the thermostat going in before I forgot. And then over here we have another separate seating area. Again, we are breaking out the Perfect Patio couch and love seat and armchair, and also the coffee table. I wanted to make sure everything matched, and also a little citronella candle, because I thought if it's the summer, you have horses, you have animals, you have lots of bugs. You're going to want to repel those if you can. And then here I am just scooching all the furniture over a little so it doesn't cut in with those vines. I added a repeat of the vines from the front and more of those hanging chandeliers. And then you'll see a little bit of terrain paint here leading from the back door over to the front entrance of the horse barn area. And I did have a little entrance or a little pathway to the entrance on the side as well, but I ended up getting rid of that because I have an entrance going to Nicholas's house, and I just thought it looked like too many octopus arms on this path, so I said, nah, don't worry about that. That's just that's the just in case gate. Like, if they have to use it, they use it, but the primary gate is the one that is underneath the archway. So now we're going to jump back to Sarah's house. We are throwing in some lights on the front porch. I also add a lovely seating area there later on, but here's the almost finished product of the living and kitchen space. You'll see it has come together. It is very pink. It is very colorful. That couch is actually base game, and the behind the couch, that little hutch is from, I think it's from Parenthood. Don't quote me on that. I think it's from Parenthood. And then there's a little wine barrel from Horse Ranch on the counter, as well as a big wine barrel. And I thought it made a lot of sense to add these tiny, size down pictures of different kinds of wine on the wall, just like art pieces. I thought that was really cool. And I had a hard time decorating the walls in this room or in this entire home, because I didn't want to clutter them, but I wanted it to feel lived in, like she had stuff hanging up. I even add these aprons over here, but they got in the way of the fridge, so I do have to get rid of those, unfortunately. But I do have a coat rack over here, and I do end up adding a thermostat later on, I believe off camera, but I put it in between the column and that little window. And then over here next to the coat rack, we are going to add this lovely little step stool from Cats and Dogs in that gingham. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I don't know. I don't think I've ever used that. And there's also a little stack of books and a lamp on that table behind the couch, because I thought that was necessary. And a lower hanging light from Cottage Living for the kitchen as well. Again, this is also a very dark room, but it looks dark now, but when I was playing in it, I had no problem seeing anything, and I'm someone who loves all of the rooms in my Sims houses to be super bright, so I had no problem with it. Also adding another dish rack along with the rest of our kitchen clutter. I think I just throw in some like canisters, and then here I am adjusting the size of the kitchen because I did want to close in the upper cabinets in here. Here I'm getting rid of those aprons, unfortunately, but we have some utensils in the kitchen. Everything's all very well decorated. There's also a mailbox out on the front porch here, the little wall mounted one, and this patio chair is from Seasons, and I'm adding this slightly sized up blueberry wreath out on the front because I thought that made a lot of sense. I think that Sarah's favorite nectars to make are the berry nectars, strawberry nectar, and like the other random ones. Like grape nectar is fine, but she likes to come up with her own unique flavors using all of the berries and different fruits that her mom grows. And she helps with the garden. She runs over there and helps. She harvests. She, fertilizes. She does a lot of that. So she helps with the garden. They also grow regular food too, though. So she does help with all of that. And everybody contributes on this farm. Here is the bedroom, though. We have a lot of high school years going on with the curtains, the bed, and the desk chair. The dresser is from the kids' room stuff. The mirror is from Basement Treasures, and this chair that's going over here in the corner is going to be from Dream Home Decorator. And then I was trying to think about what was going to go on the wall, and I found this farm picture from Cats and Dogs, but I ended up putting that in the living room instead. And then this sunflower picture I thought would go perfect in their bedroom. And over here I could not decide what was going to happen with this space. I did put up a little a big painting of like a countryside, and I added a plant. There's also going to be a hanging plant actually on the wall here next to the desk. These little like air plants. I thought that made a lot of sense. And some more tapestries behind the desk in this more muted tone. Also, the wallpaper is from Paranormal Stuff. I very much enjoy that wallpaper. I don't get to use it very often because it doesn't always fit, but if I can make it fit, I do. And then here's their bathroom. It is very blue and white, but it's very clean and it gets the job done. They have their soap, they have their toothpaste. I believe I also add a razor to this bathroom, if I'm not mistaken, and a makeup and hair tie organizer for Miss Sarah. And I also put these bath essentials on top here, like the bath salt and the perfume and the comb and the balm of whatever. I do use Tool Mod to size it down a little and then raise it up ever so slightly so that it sits on top of that bin a little bit better. And I think that that's a really great spot for it. And then over here on the walls, we are hanging 2 towels and putting down a lovely bath mat. And that is pretty much it for the bathroom. I think I do add a little shelf with towels on it and also possibly a candle and a roll of toilet paper, because I'm pretty sure I just do that on every single toilet in the game ever now. Over here is a nice little bricked off back patio. So we have this lovely table from Horse Ranch, the round one, and same chairs as the dining room in the main house. I was thinking about using different chairs, but I do end up using using these chairs. And I also add a grill back here. There ends up being a fire pit, lots of really nice landscaping. It just comes together really, really, really pretty. Also, these lights, these string lights from Toddler Stuff Pack, I love them. And I kind of put them together in like a U shape. So there's 3 sections and they just all kind of connect however it works. And I don't know, I just think it came together super duper cute. You'll see that very shortly. Here's the fire pit going down, and I also add a hay bale seat and a little crate seat with a blanket on top. And I think the last seat I add is this little stool that came with the Jungle Adventure pack. And then after we get done with all the landscaping, you can see it's very lush, it's very pretty, everything makes a lot of sense. Same plants from the front of the house. I just continued over here because when you're landscaping, it makes a lot of sense to use the same plants over and over again in a similar pattern. It just looks more realistic. You don't want to have a gazillion different kinds of plants on one property. It ends up looking a little busy. But if you use the same kinds of plants or the same plants in different swatches, it can work out really well. So here I am replacing those other coat hooks with the one from Horse Ranch. And then here's the infant's room. There's this old baby bassinet. Maybe they're saving it for future notice. And he also has like a little toy box and a little basket of baby toys. The lovely stuffed llama. We have a changing table with the essential shelf up on top and the baby basket, and here's a growth chart. There's a little side hanging basket trio for diapers and such, and a mirror because later I assume that's where his dresser will go. We have this trio of hanging lights from Tiny Living, and of course a little nightlight. And I'm pretty sure that is all we are going to see for the rest of this house because I cut out the rest of it. It was just too much for me, but this is the exterior. This is how both of the houses look. I think that the landscaping came together super, super nice. I really like how they kind of sort of look the same, but they are also very different. And now we are going to be jumping into the basement. Now you'll only see a little bit of the Nectar room because I did that off camera as well. It was just too much. I didn't want to make you guys sit through all that. So I will show you when we get there. But this is going to be the young adults kind of like bedroom apartment in the basement. It is not a separate unit because I thought that it would be too much of a hassle to have another basement apartment when you have 2 separate houses. Like, I just thought it would be too much. So here's her room. It came together really, really quickly, actually, but there was a lot of indecisiveness. The one thing I did want to show you was this shelf from Eco Lifestyle. So what I did was I put it up, I added some decoration, and then I pulled out the backpack, just the base game backpack that I added the new swatches to, and I decided to just raise it up so it looks like it is hanging on one of these pegs, and I thought that was really, really cool. It was kind of in the way. It looked like it was a little bit in the way when my sim went to go to bed, so I did end up moving it over, and I did replace that light with another stack of books. But she has a very cute little room. She has a tablet, like a drawing tablet. She has some magazines. She has her phone and keys on the bottom of her end table. She has her own beautiful bathroom. It's very purple. It's very young looking, very fresh, and a nice hanging plant above her bed. She has the star lights just above her bed, a little robe. She has a messy laundry basket right here because I thought that made a lot of sense as well. And she also has a mini fridge and a little electric oven. She has her diploma hanging on the wall, just a little mini kitchenette, nothing crazy. And there's the Nectar room with the nectar maker and the barrels and the wine racks. And I think everything came together so cute. Here's the family enjoying a nice meal together. You'll see Nicholas's wife is the one with her hair up, and Sarah's boyfriend is going to come in very shortly. He's joining them in the living room while they talk. Everybody's having a really cute interaction. And then he just walked in. This all happened very organically. I didn't make this happen. I was just kind of recording them all hanging out and talking together. And then the two of them decided to just, get up, walk around the back of the chair. And she planted the sweetest little smooch on him. And I just thought that was so much fun. Here they are enjoying the campfire. It was kind of chilly. It was spring at the time of me recording this, but it was still really chilly out. So they were roasting some hot dogs. Here's the little baby they just adopted, taking a little horsey snooze. I couldn't resist. And then here is some garden work happening. We have garlic, we have tomatoes, we have some trees planted, lots of strawberries, and the young adult daughter, Myra, is taking care of the chickens and harvesting the eggs. She really loves the chickens, as you can see. So she loves to give them lots of pets and lots of hugs. She really is drawn to them. She's a chicken lady. What can I say? And then Mom really, really enjoys brushing the llama and shearing her wool because she does crochet, and she thinks it's a lot of fun. So here we go. This is it. This is the Generations Family Ranch. You made it. Thank you so much for joining me here today. This is on the 64 by 64 red Roan field lot in Chestnut Ridge, and the main house and 2 rental houses plus the basement apartment. It took us a very long time to get here, you guys. Thank you so much to my returning subscribers, to my new subscribers. I really appreciate you being here. And be sure to like and subscribe. Let me know what else you'd like to see. Let me know if you like longer videos. Let me know if you prefer shorter videos. Let me know what you had for dinner tonight. I don't care. Just let me know something. I love hearing from you guys. Thank you so much for helping my channel grow over this last year. It really, really, really means a lot to me. We're closing in on the 1 year mark, and I'm just really happy to be here, you guys. So thank you so much for your support, and I will see you guys next time. Enjoy the almost 3 minutes of screenshots. See you guys later. Bye-bye.